Hello and welcome to an odd little experiment that I've been working on. First, I'll just show you what it does, and you can try to figure out why I made it, and then eventually, of course, I'll tell you. So first, let's look at the features. Well, it has drive, but very simple drive, only on one axle, no differential, and nothing else. And then our other feature is this large spinning thing on top of the vehicle. And that's it. It has no steering, it has no suspension. So why would I build something like this? Well, to answer that, let me show you what happens when I spin the mass in one direction and then suddenly spin it in another direction. You see that? The rotational energy of the mass is transferred into the chassis when the mass suddenly decelerates or accelerates. So really, I want to use this model as a proof of concept. You see, these things called reaction wheels are used in spacecraft at the moment, satellites for example, so that satellites can change their orientation without the use of rockets, without burning fuel, simply by changing the speed of spinning masses on either side of the craft. Well, cars don't use this, of course, because they don't have to. They have tires which can be steered and guide the car in different directions. But my thought was, well, what if tires lose traction? Or what if you want to gain higher steering speeds? What if you want to have more grip and make a car go faster around a turn? Perhaps using a reaction wheel in conjunction with steering could allow for this to happen. So let's see how this thing does when I just try to steer it with reaction wheels. Well, here it is zooming around my room, and it's actually a lot of fun to drive, and it's relatively easy to control. I mean, it's not as easy as normal steering, but it does behave predictably, and you can change the orientation of the car. So what's really the point? I mean, something like this is absolutely ridiculous. It would be dangerous, it's far too heavy. Is this at all reasonable for use in real cars? Well, I think for ordinary cars, probably not. I think for some high-performance race cars that really want to change direction quickly, it might be worth exploring because you can have the same amount of moment of inertia by using a much smaller flywheel spinning quicker. And you could put that near the bottom of the car, near the center of gravity, and it would allow for some darty kind of steering motion. Now don't get me wrong, it won't be able to steer the car on its own like this thing does, because this thing has a very extreme ratio of the mass of the flywheel to the mass of the chassis. But it could aid, in some sense, in steering speed, I think. So I might look into more options, build a more complicated chassis to keep exploring this. In any case, thanks for watching, see you again next time.